Hello, it's Uncommon Fossil, and today presenting an updated budget Charizard EX deck. I have one that I've put out for new players that's fully using cards in the starter deck. And I think that's been a good deck, but what's happening with the next set, which is dropping on the 16th, which I believe is the day this video is going to upload, I'm not completely certain. There's a new card coming out called Budew. I'm recording it before that, so I can't show you the Budew in live. But what Budew is, it's a baby Pokemon, which means it's got 30 HP, it's got free retreat, and it's got 1 attack for 0 energy. And what that attack does is it does 10 damage, and then you're item locked, meaning your opponent can't play items on their next turn. So what's that going to mean is, look, this is the single most important card in the new set, Prismatic Evolutions. So you're going to have to take that into account, but also what that means is it's the newest card, so people are going to play it at a higher rate probably than it'll slow down, but you always see the newest cards really early on at a high rate because people like to try these things out. And we're a deck that's relying on rare candies, which is an item, which lets us go from our basic to our stage 2, but if we get attacked by Budew, we can't use rare candy, so we need to get around it. So I've made some adjustments to that update to the upgraded Charizard deck, which I'm presenting here. And this is the new list that I think you're going to need to play once Budew's in format. In a lot of ways, this is more like the original starter deck, you'll see. So what have I done here? I've added, I think, 5 cards in total. So getting to the Pokemon first, I added a second copy of Charmander, a second copy of Pidgeotto, because if I don't evolve through Rare Candy, I need to play the Stage 1s, so I added a second copy of each of the Stage 1s here, okay? And then what do I need to do if I can't evolve with Rare Candy? Then I put TM Evolution back in the deck. There were, I think, 3 originally. I took them out when I upgraded it. Now I've put in 2 copies back, and I think 2 is enough. With 4 Arvens, 2 Team Evolutions, that is okay. What this does, for 1 energy, choose 2 your bench Pokemon, and then search your deck for a card that evolves from it, shuffle, and put it onto that Pokemon, shuffle, and then you shuffle your deck. And the Team Evolution always gets discarded at the end of your turn, whether you attack with it or not. So just be aware of that. It's not a tool. A lot of times the tools you can attach them and leave them on, but with the Team Evolution, you got to attach it the turn you want to use it, or sometimes you want to get rid of it just to thin your deck. You just attach it just so it gets discarded. That's something to keep in mind as well, and not a bad option. So 2 copies of that, and we do play the 4 Arvens, which gets you searches for an item and a tool. Now, if you're item locked, of course, you can play Arven first, so that's good. And you can't play the item, so you're gonna grab an item then that you want for next turn, knowing you can't play the item that turn. But you can get a tool, and because they made the change a couple of years ago that tools are no longer considered items, they used to be, we can attach these tools. So Team Evolution with Arven, very good into a Budew heavy meta. And then the other card I put in, which was really important, is Earthen Vessel. We have, I think, 3 or 4 copies of it from at least one of the other starter decks. I don't remember which one. And what this lets us do is, with Arven, if we get the tool, and as long as we can play our item, then we can get our energy, because that's one of the issues, is we need to, at times, to be able to get energy out of our Arven. So Earthen Vessel is really good. So 1 copy of that, I think, is enough. So I've added 5 cards here. 2 Stage 1s, 2 Team Evolutions, and an Earthen Vessel. So what did I cut to put that into the deck? First, I did cut Manaphy, 1 Pokemon, so I don't have any bench protection. I think it's okay without it. If you think you need Manaphy, because you're running into a lot of spread decks, then obviously you put it back in. I would probably cut Trekking Shoes, because Trekking Shoes is an item. It's nice. You get through your deck quicker, but if we're item locked, Trekking Shoes is not going to be a good card to have. So I would say that's a good one to cut there. I also cut 1 copy of Rare Candy from 4 to 3. 3 should be enough. And because we have more Stage 1s and we're using Team Evolution some, so 3 Rare Candies I think is enough there. I did cut Lost Vacuum. That's an item. Again, if we're item locked, you can't play it. It lets you get rid of a stadium or a tool. Sometimes that's important. I think I can get away with that, though. Again, if kind of see how much that's hurting you. And I cut PAL Pad because it's an item, so if we're item locked, can't do it. And I think we have enough copies of the supporters. The only supporter we only have 1 copy of Professor Turo's Scenario, so that's the one you might want to recover with it. So that's the list there. And oh, and I cut one Trekking Shoes. I don't know if I think I didn't say that. So there were 4 originally, down to 3. If you find you need some other cards, I think probably cut the Trekking Shoes. So that's the list, just making it a little more Budew resistant. I think it's still a very good deck, probably the best of the starter decks to play. Again, once Budew's in format, you're going to want to make this upgrade, these changes to your Charizard deck, because it is a little better. So I'll jump in, do some gameplay, and then at the end, I will go over the deck where it's at, and also some additional changes you might want to make. So you'll want to check that out, both changes you make using just the starter cards, or some cards you want to add in if you already have them in your collection. All right, let's see what happens here. Last game, trying to record for this, I had 4 energies prized, which is highly unusual. These things do happen. So, but it made the game close to unwinnable. I was trying to grind it out, honestly, and then I just couldn't. So anyway, so I'm not going to upload it because I do want to go first. This is a deck that can go second, but I still want to go first though. Even right, and look, the time of recording, Budew's not in format. I will say that. And okay, got a Pidgey. It's not great. We'll see what happens. I'll play my Trekking Shoes first. Obviously, I'll see what I draw for turn. I'll play the Trekking Shoes. Okay, so we'll see what happens here. Rare Candy's good, decent. It's actually pretty good. Team Evolution. I can't attack this turn, so I don't need that. Let's get something else. Rod. I want to get down and play. I have a Rare Candy, so I'll just do this and this. I'm going to try to set up a nice turn next turn, so see what happens. So get down a Charmander. Whoops. Oh no, it's not working. Well, let me take Charmander. Well, that is horrible. So this is one of Live's little fun things with Live. I can't get Charmander. So that's disaster, because that's the one card I need. I need Charmander here. I need Charmander. I don't need anything else. All right, I'll put down Budew. That's terrible. I'm going to concede because basically Live has... No, I'll keep going here, but I'm going to lose the game now, is what's going to happen. So anyway, I'm going to get rid of these two. I'll keep the Rare Candy. I need to get lucky now. So the Charmanders work. The Ultra Ball, my Ultra Ball didn't work. So that's one of the problems with Live, and it essentially ruined my game because I couldn't afford to discard those second 2 cards. Because now I add Ultra Balls, and I don't have enough cards in hand. So I have a Rare Candy. So I need to draw. I need to top deck Pidgeot EX. That's what needs to happen. So what Cycling Road do? I can discard an energy. In order to draw a card. Okay. I mean, if I don't know if I do. If I draw an energy, maybe I do that. I don't even know what I do. Yeah, I'm in a terrible spot here because the game glitched. So I had less. So they're gonna take out the chart. Okay, so they're just stalling me with that move, right? If I could have taken a knockout, you take out the Charmander. So this is good. They're giving me a turn to kind of set up here. So okay. They didn't have anything, but I have to do this, right? Just one of the things to be aware of. My opponent didn't have a great turn, I don't think. Let's see what I get off this. Do I have energy? All right, I'll take this. This is good. So yeah. So yeah, this is okay. I will draw my cards first, because I could use Ultra Ball as well. Okay, do I want to Ultra Ball something? What's in the discard pile? I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'm not gonna Ultra Ball. There's no reason to. So I'm gonna Team Evolution, evolve a Charizard. Hopefully these... I didn't check the deck to what's in here. Oh no. Okay, well... I don't have... Okay. It's okay. Oh, no, I do. Okay, sorry. It only showed me what was relevant. I thought I didn't have it... I thought my Charmanders were prized. That's why I said, oh, no. So my one Pidgeotto is prized. Because I didn't check in my deck to see if my Charmeleons or Pidgeotos are prized. I should have done that, right, when I played an Ultra Ball earlier. That would have been good. So anyway, if they take out my active, that's okay. I can't quite knock them out. Actually, if they knock out my active with the Roaring Moon, I can get there. He does 180, then he does another 30 if they take a knockout, so I get to 210, and then I could play Defiance Band, so it gives me another 30, so I'm up to 240. So that's good. Now it's not enough to one-shot the Darkrai, not enough to one-shot a Roaring Moon with the tool attached. And I did get rid of Lost Vacuum, so this is a spot where the Lost, maybe I should have kept Lost Vacuum in the deck. This is where you just got to think things through. Like, I cut the Lost Vacuum. How often is that a problem for me? All right, so now they attached energy. Is he going to attack? So it doesn't have to retreat for free now. They might want to retreat to... Okay, well, that's not terrible. This is not terrible. All right, so I will Trekking Shoes. I don't want a Pokestop. Yeah, I want energies in hand. I don't really want energies in the discard pile. So I can do this. Let's think. So do I want to Arven? I want to Ultra Ball, I think, right? Let's see. I have Switch in the deck, right? Let's think about this. So let's see what I have here. So I want the Switch, I think, and I'll grab the Defiance Band. So I'll switch in. Well, no, I probably want to... I don't need the switch, do I? Because I'm going to retreat. I will hard retreat this turn. What do I want to discard? I'm going to just grab a Nest Ball to discard. Whoops, with... Don't use that. So I'll attach... I don't retreat. Pidgeotto EX has free retreat, but I don't want to retreat with him because he... Alright, so I'm going to do this. Get rid of these two cards. Grab my stage. Let me check the energy count, by the way, since the last game I had. So 4 energies. So this is all good. I'm going to do this. I want to thin the deck out, too. So I want to get these energies attached. Because I haven't used Bibarel yet, right? So let me start getting this stuff going here. And I do have the rod with the 2 energies in the discard pile, so that's good as well. I'll attach the tool to the man on the bench, I think. Is what I'll do. And I'll draw 4 cards with Bibarel because it draws to 5 in hand. I got a Rare Candy. I'm liking that too. So I will evolve. Let me slap this. Let me get down another Charmander down. And I want to get evolved it. Right, I have Rare Candy, so I want to get Charmeleon. And what's my energy level? I just have the 1. So I think I want to use the rod first, because yes, I'll use the rod now. And I don't, yeah, that's fine. So now I will Rare Candy onto him. And I'll get my 3 energies in play. So that's all good there. So yes, Infernal Rain, boom, boom, boom. So I'll power him up. So now I have a whole second guy ready to go. So I'm ready to attack with 3 Charizard EXs potentially. So that's really nice. So yeah, so that's a good start. Sorry, things are a little, these turns are taking a little long. Okay, and this is good too. I believe I have my 3rd Charmander in my deck. This is where if I, the more I could pay attention to things, the better, right? So I have Rare Candy now. That's good. I could slap down this Pidgey just to, like before Bibarel next turn, I could play down the Pidgey. I might not want to though, because having that because I do have the Charizard, the Radiant Charizard. So I've been taking slow with these turns because I'm thinking things through. Partly because the deck list isn't quite as good as as it could be if I had access to all the cards that I might have liked. But this is a budget upgrade to the starter deck, particularly looking to be concerned about Budew. So I'm playing extra stage 1s. I'm playing the TM evolutions. Which means the deck's even, this build in a lot of ways I think is a little worse than the original Charizard upgrade. So we'll see what happens. My opponent might have stopped playing. I am a little slow in my gameplay, as I said here. So what I want to do here is probably keep the Earthen Vessel. I play 2 rods, I believe. So, oh, they're both in the discard pile, so I can't recover any energy. Okay, so I now cannot attack with Radiant Charizard. I'm out of energies. I don't believe I have any way to recover energies for the rest of the game. So my opponent stopped playing, so I believe. So what I'm gonna say here is I'm gonna stop the commentary, and I'll just jump. Probably when I edit the video, I'll just jump to the end. Assuming my opponent doesn't do anything, I'll play out the game for the win. But we don't need to have a video of watching my opponent do nothing for a long time. All right, hopefully my opponent doesn't go AFK, and hopefully this goes okay setting up. So we will see. We will see how this goes. Obviously, all of us together, starting a new game, don't know how it's going to go. Hopefully, I set up okay as well. I don't remember what my opponent called. All right, so I'm going to go first. This is a deck because of the Arvens and the Team Evolutions. You can go second, but you still, I believe, want to go first. If you're running into a million Bidews, then maybe you want to switch it up to going second. But I still think even with Prismatic Evolutions and Budew, I'm recording this before Budew's in format. So, all right, so, okay. What am I going to do here? I guess I need to get something onto the bench, right? So, do I ditch the Team Evolution? I have Rare Candy. I want to get a Pidgey down, I'm guessing. I don't love it. Okay, good. I was afraid. I had a game where I couldn't get my Charmander into play. All right, end turn. So I do play Switch in the day. It's not, look, this is not a good start. And keeping the Team Evolution could be nice. Obviously, starting the Radiant Charizard is not good. It's the worst one because the retreat cost is 3 as well. So it's going to be very awkward. Probably just want to leave him there until my opponent knocks me out. Okay, so my opponent didn't do much either, so I probably need to Iono, but maybe I don't Iono because my opponent had a terrible start, right? So I'm going to play Arven. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Arven so I can get Team Evolution if I want. All right, so what do I want to do here? Let's see what I have for stage 1s. I've got... Okay, so... All right, so I guess I grab another Buddy-Buddy Poffin here is what I'm thinking. I have 1 Charmander. And I want to drop down to Bidoof, but let me just double check my energy situation. Okay, so another Buddy-Buddy Poffin, and I have the 2 rods. Okay, I have Turo. I'll probably play Professor Turo Scenario to get him out of play next turn, I'm guessing. We'll see what happens. So maybe I should have done something different here. Well, anyway, time will tell about that, won't it? So let me drop down another, just 1, I guess. Maybe I should have. I mean, I like having the second Charmander down, which I needed to. So I want to evolve the Budew and the Charmander. So I get, it just shows you the eligible cards. So I believe one of my Charmeleons was prized. So that's why I partly didn't want to evolve. It would have been a mistake. Assume I only had 1 Charmeleon in deck to select both Charmanders because I couldn't evolve both of them, right? And getting Bibarel's good. I'll draw a card. Actually, I'll draw a card. I will draw a card for turn, assuming my opponent doesn't do much. They had a terrible start, so which is partly why I didn't have a great start, and I was thinking Iono could be good, but my opponent didn't do much. So the best thing I could, so I didn't want to help them out. My last game, my opponent went AFK, which wasn't great, and my opponent, so not Ioning was really big there. Obviously, my opponent had a bad start, very bad start. So I had a, I didn't start the Pokemon I wanted, but I did the best with what I had there. So got the win, so that's good, and the deck performed okay. Didn't set up great, but better than my opponent. All right, we'll see what happens here. I'm guessing uploading these 2 games I played. Neither one's is great gameplay, I gotta say. But none of their opponents set up all that well. But it's what I got. I don't want to. At one point in time, with these videos, I was like recording game after game after game, trying to get like I was like, okay, those games aren't good enough. I don't want to have those, and I would sit here for like 2 hours sometimes at a time trying to get like a game that I liked and for the video, and it just wasn't very fun, I gotta say. All right, so I'm not sure if I'm first or second here. There's no reason to bench extra cards in Pocket. One of the nice things is it says on the screen. I could have clicked on the battle log to find out first or second, so it does tell you that, but I always miss that happening. I usually don't notice when it happens, so but you can look in the battle log. But it'd be nice if they showed it up on screen. That's one of the things. Anyway, okay, up against a big heavy hitting deck. I wonder if that's to me that's a deck that should go second. I'm not sure. Anyway, so Lumineon V, I can get my Team Evolution and I can get some energies. The problem is I don't right now. I can't get any Charmanders down. I need energy and I need Charmander. So I guess I have to Iono here, which isn't good, but my opponent didn't have a good start. So I mean Lumineon V, I get Arven, but I don't have. I got Iono here, which isn't good because I think my opponent's not in a good spot, but I got nothing right now. So, okay, I'll Trekking Shoes first. I'm not quite certain. All right, Bidoof is good. So so it was actually a good move there. So I will get down 2 Charmanders. Let me just check out my stage 1 situation. I have 1 Charmeleon in deck. And I've got the 2 Pidgeotos. Okay, what's my energy thing? I'm just seeing, okay, all my energy's there. So I'll do this. I'm not going to attach energy. I don't need to do that. I'll just end turn. So it's not terrible. That's not terrible. I don't know that I can knock them out. Let's see. If they take a prize at 180, it goes to 210 plus the tool. Yeah, so I can potentially get the knockout as long as they don't attach the ancient booster energy capsule, I believe, which gives them an extra 60 HP. So what would I have to do here? I'd have to Arven for the tool, which is that part's simple, and then I guess I need to get Ultra Ball, and I need to grab the barrel because I need cards, right? I need cards because I need. If I were to get either an Ultra Ball, a Charmander, or a Rare Candy, then I don't need the Bibarel. Sorry, here I'm getting a little burpsies there. Okay, so all right, that's a smart play by them. They take a prize. They can one-shot me with a Roymooney X, so that part's not good. Let's see what I top deck here. Alright, well... Alright, this is stinky, so I'm going to evolve the guys on the bench. That's what I'm going to do here. So I want Team Evolution, and what else do I want here? I can slap him down. What do I want for next turn? I guess it's really trying to think through what I want for next turn. I'll grab the Rare Candy, I guess. No, let me grab an Ultra Ball, actually. Sorry. Oops, sorry, guy. I want an Ultra Ball. Just thinking through what I want for next turn, right? So, I'll ditch him, which I'm gonna go to recover, but I don't need him this turn, right? So I do this, I evolve the Charmander and the Pidgey, and I can get, yeah, it's not terrible. It's not great, but I believe, okay, so Charmeleon, yeah, it's weird. You select two, and it does the second one you selected first to evolve, and then the first one. Just so you know, it doesn't, for something like this, it doesn't matter. If I pick a Pidgey and a Charmander, obviously it shows me the evolution options. I know which is that, but the question, you need to know with the order, because if I had like two Charmanders on the bench, and one had energy and one didn't, and I was concerned with and if that, you know, you want to know, potentially that matters. I will say sometimes there are some rare situations where it matters. So. Can I take the knockout? They're going to knock me out here, obviously. I can take the knockout? Yeah, okay, now I understand the discard pile. So I can Ultra Ball. So Prime Catcher. Okay. I mean, the good news is, I mean, that's not a bad play on their part. But fortunately, I can blow him up. That's the good news, I think. Let me just think. They had two prizes, so I had 180 plus 60, so I'm doing 240. Unless they get the tool. If they get the tool attached, I can't one-shot them, and then that's very bad. Now, so they have a bunch of water energy, so they theoretically can attack with Radiant Energy. The problem is they got to manually power them up 3 turns in a row. And that's not good. So my opponent's going to knock me out. They leave the stadium in play because it's their stadium. They want it. Plus, it gives them that option for next turn. So I'm going to probably lose this game here. That's what I'll say. Yeah. So I do have the one shot here. Do I want to... I guess I don't need this rod. So I'll grab my stage 2. Evolve. I play the Iono here because he's the guy I want to knock out. For sure. And I get their hand down to a lot smaller than it is. So I have the 4. So that's okay. So I have these 2 guys that can attack. They've taken 2 prizes. So honestly, two Charizards and they win the game. Play the Iono. That's very disruptive. If I get Bibarel down, that would be good. I think I've got another. I don't have a Pidgey in deck. Okay, well, all right. That's the rod would have been good for that, but I wasn't aware of that. So, no, I don't need that. I mean, I could, but probably not. If I get rod, do I need an Ultra Ball? No, I already have one, so no. Because I probably want to get Bibarel down. So I think I want to get Bibarel in play. So I'm going to do these plays. Keep this energy, I guess. I'm not certain about that. Oh, Bibarel's prize. All right, so it was very, very sloppy play on my part. So I already have a Charizard. I don't want to get... So I want to get... Oh, this is horrible. Okay, so... Yeah, this is bad news. So I'll grab Lumineon V in hand for next turn if I want to. Right? Or... Yeah, I'll do that. I don't play him down because I don't really want him yet. I will take the knockout, and it's okay. So I didn't pay attention to what was in my deck like I should have. I paid the price, right? I burned resources. Look, they can one-shot me. Okay, I got a rare candy, so now I can evolve the Charizard EX. So I can get a second attacker powered up. So that's okay. So Lumineon V gave me access to Arven, which gets me access to Rare Candy. But this is better because I don't need to bench Lumineon V. So they just need an energy, and then they will use the top attack. Now, if they take the knock, see, maybe I should have. Maybe I don't know if they can take the knockout with the baby Roaring Moon, right? Hopefully, they don't get another. Okay, so that's okay, because the Charmander, the Radiant Charizard is good in certain circumstances too. Is he in the discard pile? He's not. So I just give him. I mean, I knock him out easily now. So I send up the Radiant Charizard. I mean, the Charizard EX, and we'll see what happens here. So. So how do I want to work this? So I need to keep the energy, I'm thinking. I'll do this. I'll drop down the Radiant Zard, I think. Because I might need him for game. I'm in a really weird spot, I will say. So let me see what happens. I can attach energy. I have one in hand, so if they... I'm out of energies. Okay, so that's okay. I have the rod, which I might need. Okay. So it's not great. The prizing I have isn't been great here. Yeah, I'll take the knockout here. I should have... If I had the Radiant Charizard in play already, I would have sent him into the active, right? Because he can take the knockout, and he doesn't... Okay, well, those are good cards there. Yeah, that's not bad. I can press it. I kind of need to... We'll see what happens here. I don't think they can attack. I mean, Roaring Moon EX can obviously knock me out with Frenzied Gouging, and they win the game. I don't think they're going to be able to power him up this turn. I mean, Pokestop, what do they have? They need to get 3 energies. They need to get a switching card. If they have energy switched, maybe they can. Maybe they can pull this off. Yeah, they probably can now. They Professor Sada's Vitality. They have a Dark Patch, and they need to attach from hand any energy. So they have game. So good game by my opponent. So and they didn't even need to retreat. So my opponent's just going to blow me up. And good job by them. I should have benched the Radiant Charizard earlier, right? Because then I would have had the Radiant Charizard in the active, and they wouldn't have been able to win by just knocking out my active. They could have gusted up, obviously, if they had the boss, but then they couldn't play the Professor Sada's Vitality. So I should have benched the Radiant Charizard. I didn't fully think that one through. I got a little. I wasn't completely focused on the prize mapping. That's the whole prize mapping thing, right? Think through how I take my 6 prizes, how my opponent takes their 6 prizes. I was gonna need to attack with Radiant Charizard, so I needed to slap him on the bench earlier, and I didn't do that, and I got the loss. But anyway, the deck worked okay. I didn't quite maximize things. That's not a great matchup anyway, because they can one-shot me from the beginning of the game with a decent amount of success, getting set up decent amount of time. I can't one-shot them until they've taken some prizes, which isn't great. And they made a nice play taking out the Pidgeotto, I believe. So that put me off a little bit too. And I don't think I fully had my game plan locked in after that. So anyway, good job on my opponent. The deck did work pretty well. It's set up, obviously, I think okay. So I'll give you a little overview and just some adjustments that one could make depending on what type of matchups you're seeing. All right, so the deck worked pretty well. It was a little weird, the gameplay. A lot of times my opponents didn't set up or didn't play, which is unfortunate. But that it is what it is. I'm only going to spend so much time recording gameplay. At one point I was just going crazy trying to get perfect games, and it was just driving me nuts. I wasn't enjoying it, so I just had to pull back. I understand that games weren't ideal, but that is what it is, so sorry about that. But did get to show the deck and what it does. So a couple things. I think this is good. I think it was better, the older build, without the team evolutions and less stage 1s, but if Budew's around, we're going to need this. So I think this is a necessary change here. Some changes you might want to make to the deck. Let's see. You could add in Mesagoza as a stadium if you can't get your Pokemon, right? Because we can't play Ultra Ball or Buddy-Buddy Poffin. So what are you going to do? So items are the best way to get Pokemon, but we do have in the starter decks 2 copies of Mesagoza. It's a stadium, so you can play it. You flip a coin, and if it's heads, you search your deck for any Pokemon. So it's okay. It's a coin flip, and of course, it's hard to, you can't really search out Mesagoza, but that might, if you find you can't play your items to get your Pokemon in play, then Mesagoza is the solution there. If you already have Rotom V, Forest Seal Stone, put those in the deck. Rotom V is great. What it does is, all right, show cards all, because I don't have it in the starter in my budget deck. What it does, though, it's got this ability, instant charge. You draw 3 cards, your turn ends. With the deck, you still want to go first, even with this build. So you just draw 3 cards. It sets you up your next turn better. Forest Seal Stone is awesome as well. It gives you a V-star power. So you have to attach it to one of your Vs, your Lumineon V or your Rotom V. Then you attach this tool, which we get with Arven, and you search your deck for any 1 card. These are cards if you have in your collection, the deck should have them. If you're a new player, though, I'm going to say don't get them, particularly like the Rotom V, because these are going to rotate. So like in about 2 months from the time of recording, these cards you can't play in standard format anymore. So if you're limited resources, probably don't invest in these because the limited use of it. The other card to get is Grand Tree. The deck doesn't have any A-specs, right? Because we don't have them in the starter deck. So, Prime Catcher is great, certainly. Unfair Stamp maybe, but Grand Tree helps you evolve, right, is what it does. So it's a way to evolve as well. So Grand Tree probably goes in the deck. So if you have that, I would probably slot that in the deck again. Cut the Trekking Shoes for deck spaces. That's probably the first thing I would cut out there. And then the other card is Kieran, which I would like in the deck as well. So what Kieran does, it's a supporter. So if we're item locked with Budew, we can play Kieran, and it gives us 2 options, both of which are useful. Let's us switch our active Pokemon with our bench, which is not good on a supporter, right? But it kind of acts in a certain sense as a second Professor Turo scenario. So it lets us, since we do play a switch, which is good, but if we're item locked, then Kieran gives us the switching opportunity, which is good there. There'll be times we're going to want to do that. But then also, your Pokemon does 30 more damage to your opponent's active EX or Vs, and that's good as well, because we are having to work on that ramp. The damage curve ramps up with those Charizard EXs, so having that extra 30 as an option is good as well. So a good card there. You're going to have to craft it. This one is, I think, worth crafting, because items aren't, what do they cost? It costs 100 of the, whatever this currency is called. What used to be credits. What are they? Trainer credits? Let's see here. Trade credits. So it's worth it. You're going to want this card for this deck and in other decks as well, especially when Budew's around. So Kieran can be well worthwhile. So definitely give that a thought as to put in the deck. But all in all, the deck is solid. It's not quite as good as it was, and we'll have to consider some of the other decks, starter decks as well, which may just be the better thing to do for a lot of Budews in format. But this is definitely the way to play Charizard EX with Budew in format. So take care, have fun, and play some Pokemon.